He's like, I'm bored. Ooh, it's suicide. Oh, get wrecked, son. What's up, guys? It's Powerbang, bringing you guys an educational video today that's going to show you guys how to raid better and get everything you want out of your Clash of Clans raids, including P.E.K.K.A.'s getting wrecked by balloons. I don't know if that can actually be orchestrated, but I thought it was a pretty cool thing that happened during one of my raids. It's actually this one here on the screen. So the thing that we're going to talk about today to get what you want, which is either trophies or stars or loot, like I'm using an army composition right now that has 3-starred in war for me, that has, you know, gotten me a crap ton of loot. Like I'm 4,500 cups or somewhere in that neighborhood right now. Absolutely killing it. And what I wanted to talk about today is supporting your air army with your heroes and sniping like air defenses, or really scouting the base when it comes to picking it apart and giving your main army of the balloons and the hounds the best opportunity to be successful. So looking at this base, notice the air defenses, they're around the outside of the ring. And I want to show you guys 3 different examples today, basically how you can take apart a base and really not give it even a chance. So the first thing that I'm going to do is take out this air defense. Now, what I'm doing is notice the minions trimming the buildings on the outside. What you want to do is kind of check and see if any of the archer towers are in range or the air defense is in range, and you see that he gives up a couple of free buildings here. Now, this Balloonian attack is super fast, so you don't have to worry as much about the time. Now, to get these things trimmed out of the way, okay, fine, you're going to enter there anyways. Why spend the minions? Well, by doing so, you're actually taking out a few buildings that the king would otherwise have to take out himself, and that would allow all of this stuff to start firing at your king, and that will significantly decrease the amount of time he is alive. Now, next thing I wanted to point out, this dark barracks is really crucial to go down. The reason for that is because this cannon is actually recessed from the wall, and what he's got is essentially a wall breaker trap on the left side of this base. Check this out. Gold mine right here in its own compartment. Right here, we've got the dark barracks in a compartment, and those are both farther forward. If you're to drop wall breakers over here by this Christmas tree, basically, both of those buildings are closer to the wall breakers than this cannon is. Therefore, the wall breakers will actually target the dark barracks or the gold mine compartments rather than the compartment we actually want to open. So what I do is I use a couple of balloons to tank. I know they're going to get shot down by the air defense. That doesn't really matter. I'm using the crash damage from the balloons as well as a few minions in behind to take out the dark barracks, and look at where the wall breakers go. Right to the corner we want them to. We open the wall up, and we're going to go ahead and use the ability, going to get the air defense that we want, and then check this out. He's going to go right on over, get the queen taken out. Right here in the intro is where you saw that P.E.K.K.A. come out. So he's going to go ahead, get the king taken care of. He's down, and then come over to the queen. Notice on this side, the air defense is very exposed, and the queen's going to be able just to directly target that and take it out, as well as getting the CC taken care of that actually matters to us. Now, we've got the CC taken care of. We've got 2 air defenses taken care of. We've got the queen taken care of. We still have 32 balloons and 2 lava hounds in the camps, guys, in addition to the Grand Warden and all of our spells. So we're looking really good here. So we're just going to target that whole upper side of the base. You can see the balloons coming in here. Here come the hounds in behind, and we've seen this attack strategy now in the last couple of videos, but notice how quickly it rips through the base. Very easily done. The left side of this base right down there, notice the clone spell come down. The reason we use it there is because the balloons by themselves can push through that whole side of the base because they don't need a hound. There's no air defense that is alive anymore to actually target them. So we're able to even save a rage spell, and the balloons are able to push through on this ring base and take it out for 3 stars. Towards the end, notice the P.E.K.K.A. standing there the whole raid doing nothing. The wizard comes over. Oh my god. God, is the P.E.K.K.A gonna get the wizard? No, he doesn't. The balloons absolutely wreck his day. And that is pretty much it. Completely overkill on this base, but it wouldn't have been possible without the setup of the king and the queen getting those 2 air defenses and the queen early on in the raid. Let's look at a couple more examples. All right, now this is a Town Hall 10 base. Now this is much easier for me to just bully, but a lot of people are used to just dropping in like a line of balloons, and like that's what it looks like to the naked eye in a lot of, you know, scenarios, but there's a lot more going on to these raids than what it might look like as far as spamming some balloons in and putting some minions behind. So let's talk about exactly what we're doing here to go ahead and free up as much value as possible for as little troop space as possible. We're trying to be as efficient as we can be with our heroes. And guys, notice these 2 air defenses calling our name. In addition to that, we've got a clan castle there that we can take out. And also this archer queen. So the goal is basically to get all 4 of those main objectives using as few troops as possible. So the first thing I see is we can actually drop a couple of balloons in on this archer tower to take it out. So here they come. They're going to very easily take it out. And then notice the minions are able to create the funnel. That's going to make sure the king walks the proper direction and he's able to walk towards the enemy archer queen. That is the goal here. See him walk the right direction now? It looks like the minions are taking care of the gold mines over there and they are getting everything taken care of just like so. Here comes the loons out of the CC. Queen is going to take care of them. Help with the poison spell. King uses his ability, takes out the queen at this point, and then you're going to see now some wall breakers. Actually, we could have used those in advance. I chose not to because there was too much stuff going on. We used the minions there to go ahead and continue to funnel. Guys, I try to save as many minions as possible for the cleanup, but we had to make sure that we got these buildings taken care of, and eventually we have them come back. The queen's going to take out the air defense, and would you look at that? Now we've got the queen taken care of, CC taken care of, 2 air defense taken care of, guys. All I used was the poison spell, a couple of minions, and both heroes. Again, guys, you have to gauge how much your heroes can actually take advantage of in the base. It's going to depend a lot on your hero levels. If they're a bit lower, you may be less ambitious and maybe go after 1 air defense rather than 2, knowing that your heroes might die a little bit sooner. That being said, we'll just kind of watch the way this thing ends up. We come in from the side and notice the balloons all kind of go towards the core and very few go to the right. Now, over on the right, we see a whole lot of archer towers. It looks like we're going to probably need a clone spell over there, right? So we drop in the clone. There they go, splitting over to that right side. Everything else in the core. Of course, I missed the freeze. Why not? But they get over there. Rage spell kind of gets everything taken out. Grand Warden ability. I mean, this thing got absolutely crippled, wrecked, and the final thing getting taken out, it looks like, is the actual air defense, final defense in the base. Really funny stuff there. Powerbang crushing this one. And it all, again, guys, even though it was a Town Hall 10, it came down to the setup and prepping of the base for the attack by the balloons. Let's look at another example. All right, guys, here is a Town Hall 11 base. And again, you see this quite a bit. You know, they've got these bases designed. This is kind of a compartmentalized base. Town Hall isolated in the core. The goal is to kind of keep everything on the outside. But again, major flaws here in the air defenses being left on the outside of this base. We are going to take advantage of that. Now, the way to do this, guys, is to always look on the outside of the base and figure out where a single wizard, you can see I've got 1 wizard in my army camp. Normally that's used for cleanup, or if I need to funnel, I can actually do that. Look for where minions can actually help with the funneling. Because, for example, if you drop the king on this flower patch here, he's going to bounce either to the barracks, then to the army camp, or the army camp to the barracks, depending on which tile you drop him on. Now, once those are done, if the flanking buildings are actually still standing, there's a chance, if you're not super familiar with the distances between each of the buildings, there's a chance that your king then could walk maybe up to this research lab, or maybe the king walks down to the barracks. What you want to do instead is actually prep the base by dropping in as, you know, the minions here. You want to prep it so you can control as well as possible where that king is going to go. So now both of those buildings are going down. The queen comes in on the right while this is going on. Her goal obviously is to just take out the air defense as well as get the clan castle taken care of. So again, notice the minions on the left there. They're finishing up on the barracks. Where is that king going to go if you drop him on the upper right side of that army camp? Notice he goes in there. Where's the next closest building for him? Oh, weird. Right there, we're going to go ahead and use wall breakers, and right behind him, open up the wall, and he's locked onto the air defense right away. We went with the queen first because we were luring that CC away from the king so he didn't get distracted. Now he's going to use up his ability, go through the wall, and look at the value that he gets here as well. Also getting an archer tower as well as significant damage on a wizard tower. And then from this point, we chose to drop in the lava hounds in front of the queen, have the queen lock onto the hounds, and then drop in the rest of our minions to go ahead, target her, and make sure that she is taken care of as a high priority. Since the opportunistic air defenses were on the far side of the base away from her, we made sure that she got taken care of. Unfortunately, my clone spell picked up a hound instead of the loons in there, so we're going to go ahead, rage up the loons in the core, make sure it gets through. That's all looking fine and good. We still have a haste spell. We're going to force them through to the last air defense. It is all taken down. All air targeting stuff is pretty much down at this point, with the exception of 2 wizard towers and the Grand Warden. So the balloons move through the rest of this base, no problem at all. Again, significantly aided by the setup of the base in the first place, guys. Kind of prepping it, picking off the air defenses, trying to be as efficient as possible with your army composition, using very, very, very few troop space. I mean, if you guys remember back to the beginning of this raid, we used maybe 4 or 5 minions to go ahead and prep the base and get it set up, which comes out to like 10 camp space, guys. That's like 2 balloons. Really super efficient there. And the heroes, again, are expended up front to go ahead and help your main army composition make it through the base, survive, and make it into the cleanup, as you see here. So that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Wanted to show you a couple of tips that I used. This can go for trophy pushing, it can go for farming, it can go for war attacks. The principles are still the same. How to be effective, how to be efficient with your army compositions. Take that composition to the next level and help it, you know, kind of get through the base by taking out all of the threats to it in the beginning of the raid before you actually have to expose your troops to that ferocious air defense. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for today's video. If you liked it, hit the like button for me. Comment below, let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. For now, this is Powerbang. I'm signing out. Take care, guys.